Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 17 of FTB Interactions, where I'm playing today, getting ready to build a giant multi-block Coke maker thingy. That's what I think we're making, I'm pretty sure. So last episode we prepared all these resources, right? And we even got ourselves the machine blueprint that we need, and the rest of this stuff can just chill for a minute, but we're going to need some more of it-ish, for sure, at some point-ish. Don't totally need my aqueous accumulator, and we're probably going to need some of our conduiting, if I may be so bold. I assume I put conduiting somewhere intelligible. I just don't know where that intelligible place might be. Because we've got redstone conduiting here. Where did I put the fluid conduits, though? Am I just YouTuber blinding this? Yes, I am YouTuber blinding this. All right, that's cool. And then I got my item conduits. Nice. All right, so what I'd like to do, and I might need another barrel, but I think I can pull it off, because I don't think we're actually getting apples out here. Let's find out if that's true. This thing is still going crazy. Oh, we are getting apples. Nice. All right, so apples is a thing that we can get. And then we can make you insert on green, not extract, right? So then if we do that, you'll be 35. Perfect. Nice. All right, cool. I wasn't sure if apples was a thing we're going to get, but we're going to get another barrel. My plan for now is to build a 3-tall coke oven multi-block furnace thingy right about here-ish. We will feed our wood into it. We will get our coal coke out of it, because you can tell we're already getting there with wood. I don't know how many stacks these things hold, but we're up to 32 stacks. Does it hold 64 stacks? Maybe. I don't know, but it's holding more than 32, so that's a good sign. We haven't started voiding wood yet, but we have a lot of wood. And I'd like to turn that into, I guess, charcoal is what I'll be producing, right? And then creosote, and I presume that's the route that we're supposed to take. Also, you might know that I have 15 quests completed and all kinds of stuff that I did already. I upgraded to the latest version of the pack, 2.0.3, again, available only on the FTB launcher, not available on the Twitch Curse launcher. So you'll want to get this from the FTB launcher. I'm up onto 2.03. I'll hand in some of these quests in a minute. Just looks like some quests got tweaked and changed and moved around and a couple other things. So that's kind of cool. Good times. What's all the buzz about? Oh yeah, apiaries. Good times. Makes crops grow faster. Definitely things to investigate here. This one I actually finished last episode, actually for reals. But yeah, all right, cool. So let's get into the steam turbine, right? So what we want to have here then is essentially, and I can like shift click something here to freeze this, right? So I'm thinking maybe what we want, does here sound like a good place for this thing? Right? Because then we could route straight into it. I mean, that sounds good on paper. Right? And then what we could have is our item output, item input, fluid hatch, and machine controller, right? So item input, item output, fluid hatch, and then machine controller. And then we need our coke oven bricks, right? Which I said I was gonna steal from over here. Now, I don't know if I ever did anything with all this creosote I've been getting. I should, right? I should do something with that, like put it in some kind of tank. I don't know that I have any tanks to put it in. We have a couple, like, drums. So we've got a tungsten drum, 256 buckets, and 64 bucket steel drum. Are those doable? We got the stone drum from extra utilities. I forget how much that holds. It's not my favorite. That does not look hard to make, right? Long steel rod, 64 buckets of capacity, stainless steel, titanium, tungsten steel. They kind of tick up from there. All right, and what about tanks? Because we also got pressurized fluid tanks. That's dark steel tank stuff. But is normal fluid tank? Kinda. So we can use a portable tank. Not a terrible recipe. Totally craftable. Now that only holds, what, 20 buckets? Yeah. I don't even know how many buckets of creosote we've got so far, nor do I know how much we're going to want to have. Let's start with the steel drum and get that going. Because I'd like to extract the creosote that we've thus far gotten. You know, I mean, are you going to be... Ooh, look at you. Good job. Contains 20 buckets. Perfect. Look at that. How beautiful. Time to repurpose this bad boy, right? All right, so the rest of this I'm going to go by memory because the thing disappeared here. But gist is these 4, and then another 3x3, and we should have a improved coke oven. Beautiful. Now, what should be the case, and we're going to validate this right now, is that we can treat this row like the bottom row, right? So we can have another input, output, fluid, controller, bricks, and you, sir, should be a valid machine now. Improved coke oven structure. Nice. All right. And then another input, output, fluid, controller. So we saved ourselves a significant, right? We saved ourselves 18 of these bricked bronze holes by doing this and reusing sides, right? So that being smart. Smart dyer is smart. So pay attention to your multi-block structures. Now, the other thing they said is not to put this on a chunk border, and thus far we've been smart about that. By pure luck, because I didn't check it ahead of time. Okay? Clear? Everybody got that? Everybody clear on that? Ow. Natural health regeneration, though. All right, so everybody should be cool, right? So let's snag just a quick... Hey, I said give me that. So I put that in there, and I presume that you're going to improve coke oven, and you start processing, and you're going to spit out charcoal in theory, right? And according to the quest book, this is enough charcoal production to get us going with a steam boiler today. And that is our goal. So what we're going to set up is another drawer system to collect all that charcoal and go from there, right? So we're going to want another barrel. Yeah, barrel. So we want the wooden chest upgrade and the planks and the chest and the iron screws. Okay, cool. We've got a few iron scrolls, a few of these. Got a few iron plates. We should probably make a few more iron plates. Mod options, mouse tweaks. Forgot, when you update, I have to that, and that will make life better for me. Did you see I re-automated this setup, by the way? How cool is this? So I've got a bunch of ores in here. They go into this. Once he hammers them, they route into here, and then once they're turned into dust, they make their way into here. So I've just been kind of letting that run. Slight improvement to the automation that we very rapidly set up last stream. Yeah, I'm burning through the steam. I know. Almost done here. Beautiful. All right, you all go back to work. I think only one barrel should be enough, right? Like, we don't need to worry about that. So we just need this, and we need the hammer. Cool. Beautiful. And for now, we'll call that good enough. And what we're going to do is route the wood into the coke oven dudes, right? And that should be cool. So what we're going to do is just route you straight down. Okay, you will be extract on green, always active. You will be extract on green, always active. You will be extract on green, always active. And you will be insert on green. And then eventually we should see a charcoal show up in there. Perfect. And then you will be insert, not extract. You will be insert, not extract. You will be insert, not extract. And you will be extract on green, always active. And I'll probably put you on round robin. And that way we get wood in all the things. How cool is that? All right. And everybody's cooking. And then we should be getting, you know what I want to do? I don't know if it's easy. There you go. Cool. And now for our drum. You think creosote's hot? Actually, probably doesn't matter with these fluids, right? And because it's going down, I'm going to call that fine, right? Because these fluid conduits are affected by gravity a little bit. So extract, not insert. extract not insert, extract not insert, and insert only. And then you, sir, are filling up with creosote oil. Now, what will happen when the creosote oil fills up completely? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure there's a trash can. There's a fluid trash can that's just easy to make. So if it backlogs and stuffs up our machines to the point where they stop producing because we have too much creosote, a problem that'll be interesting if it turns out we actually have, then we'll know and we'll deal with it. Deal? Deal. All right, so now that we've got charcoal production, and I purposely made a point, I was going to, my original thoughts, I should have a place for like these machine components that I don't, oh yeah, I think it's fine there still. And then you guys can go away for the time being. Okay, so my original thoughts were I would build the steam boiler components off camera in advance of this episode, and then come back and put them together already. But then it occurred to me, I want to build this so that we can start producing charcoal, so we have like a head start on charcoal, so that we have enough charcoal ready to go as we get ready to roll. So this thing will be producing charcoal over the next few minutes while I work on making all the components needed for the steam boiler, which is the next component of this quest, large bronze boiler, right? And that's going to be super fun. Feeding this with automated fuel or powerful fuel is a losing battle. So need an input hatch for water, need an input bus for furnace fuels to burn. It can also use valid diesel generator fuels or semi-solid fuels if you use an input hatch instead. That's cool. Need an output bus for the steam to leave through. The bus auto outputs any fluids in its inventory as well. You can use an item and fuel input at the same time. Highly recommended for burning coke, coal, and creosote from an improved coke oven. Sweet! How cool is that? All right, sort of. I kind of get it, I think. We're going to find out. But I noticed that there's some machine components to make here, lots of them being bronze. So we are going to be making lots of bronze, as you can tell. So you're going to go boop, and you're going to give me more copper. You have more copper in here? You have the copper in here? I did. Cool. Yeah, clearly we need lots of bronze, and that's why we're making lots of copper, and that's why copper is kind of in my focus on processing here. But you'll also note that I've got some tin ore because I mined up between episodes and got that done. And also, as a pro tip, this impure dust stuff can totally go into this furnace out here, so I've been smelting it out here rather than inside that other machine inside our base, which is cool, don't get me wrong, but this is free. So free, it's for me. All right, back in a minute after I craft all the bronze components that I need. All right, guys, so now I've got all the components I need, as far as I can tell, to do this. Hey, look, I got Everfull Earn Research. Yeah, that's right. I handed in all my rewards, and what I got, this guy, the one that we hadn't gotten, was a command to add Everfull Earn Research to us. How cool is that? So I guess now we can make the Everfull Earn if we so wish. That ain't so bad. That's a craftable thing. And that thing like fills up nearby water tanks. So that's kind of cool. We might want to investigate that opportunity at some point. Do I have buckets? I should have buckets. I should have clay buckets around here somewhere still. I don't know where I put them. There they are. Sweet. All right, so how are you guys doing on wood and water? Ooh, you're actually really low on water. Hold on, nobody panic, but you're a little bit lower on water than I would feel comfortable with. Though, my theory is that at this point, we're like very close to not needing these 3 blocks anymore, right? So I think what's gonna happen, my plan for progression, and I hope this is the accurate statement that I'm about to make, is once we build this steam boiler, they're gonna be producing a ton of steam for us. And then we'll be able to power a number of basic steam turbines that I do not know. 1, 2, 3, 7. I have no idea. But hopefully the production of steam will allow me to power at least one, if not more than one, basic steam turbine to then upgrade a majority of these machines to LV tier, which will be faster and better and cooler and everybody happy. Or I think we'll see, maybe. But basically, this thing's been running for a bit. We've got about 8 stacks of charcoal in the time that it took me to craft all this stuff that I needed to craft. And we're at 28 stacks of wood. So we're doing pretty good here. So now the real question is, steam boiler and how that works out and plays nice. Now my theory is, and my assumption is that steam, unlike RF, won't have energy loss, right? Like steam is just gonna be, like we're not gonna lose steam by running it a long distance. So we'll build all that here. We'll have generators very close to our machines. And then we definitely have to get into that blue steel cable so that we can figure out how to make that happen, right? So blue steel ingots are what? How do we make that? Some kind of alloy smeltery? Lazurite dust and steel. Doesn't sound terrible, right? Lazurite is sodalite or crushed sodalite, and we sometimes get lazurite. Or lapis or something blue stuff is the understanding I have. We'll figure it out, right? Priority 1, get power going. Priority 2, figure out lossless energy cables. Because I think that's absolutely something we want, right? LV cabling, if we look at that, we know that we're currently using tin cable, which loses energy per block. Bad. You know, this guy has no loss per block, so that's good, right? It also has an amperage of 4 at the 1x, where this guy has an amperage of 1 at the 1x. So all around, blue steel cable, way better. Way better than tin. This guy has an amperage of 1, but it's ultra low, so it's only 8 voltage as opposed to the 32 volts. So blue steel at this tier is kind of going to be your best bet, it seems. So we definitely want to look into making that. But let's first look into making our first Greg Tech multi-block. So F3G, make sure we're not on a chunk border too much. Yeah, let's make sure that we do this in a smart way. So if we look at the recipe for the large bronze boiler, we'll see there's a multi-block pattern section. And then, can't I like shift click this into the world or something? Wasn't there a tip about that? Well, it's cool that I can move it around, but how would one... How would one get that into the world? How would one get that into the world? There was like a tip about multi-blocks. Let me go see if I can find that. So hold on, I think I remember now. What we basically want is to place this in the world and then shift right click it. Haha, there we go. Sweet. All right, so let's get ready to place all the things, right? So we're gonna want firebox casings. Why does it seem like we want 7 firebox casings? That's not what the quest told me to make. You told me to make 4 firebox casings. Am I missing something here? You totally want 7 firebox casings. What? What? Why quest tell me lies? You're not gonna let me click there, are you? No, that would be way too easy. I need, presumably, 1, 2, 3, 4 more firebox casings? Quest, you lied to me. You're breaking my heart. Got 2 more. So I need this, and I need 4 bronze rods. This is what I've been doing anymore. I just get all the tools, and I'm like, how do I make bronze rods? I don't even remember. That should be cool. And then firebox casings just needs the bronze plates, which we might still have some of. Yes, we have a few bronze plates left over. Cool. He lied to me, folks. The quest tool book logged to me. Alright, so I presume then that you are going to be here. That looks like the pipe. And then the pipe. And then the pipe. And then we're cool, right? Invalid structure, large bronze boiler. Really? Because I followed the structure that you told me to build. Explain. Explain. So first level. Do what now? Maybe it didn't lie. So it looks like it's only the front few of these. Okay, hold on. Because when we do this, it's showing me all of them should be that, and that's not exactly the case. So I think your multi-block is lying to me, sir. Look, when we do it here, it's also showing that, right? But then when I do this, it's not. Is it this? Is it just the center one that should not be? Firebox, 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 fire. Oh wait, input bus. Hold on, that's an input bus and an input hatch. Oh, hold on. They just look the same. Firebox, input hatch, MV, input bus. Hold on. So, input bus, input hatch, output hatch. I'm assuming the, let's see, does the quest tell me this? Input hatch for water, input bus for furnace fuels. So input hatch for water, input bus for furnace fuels, right? So input bus. Is this one of those ones where like it can go anywhere? I don't know. We're going to do that. And input hatch for water. Where does it say in the multi-block structure that that needs to go? Output hatch goes on the second level. Was it here was the input bus, input hatch? Oh, he's happy. All right, he's happy. That's cool. All right, now just out of curiosity, input bus LV, what if we swapped you with a firebox casing, right? He's happy. So I think it means it can go anywhere, right? So that's kind of cool. So that's kind of cool. And this is your fluid input, right? What if we swapped you? So you're probably not happy, invalid structure, right? But what if I wanted the fluid input to be back here? Happy. Cool. All right, good times. Let's sleep through the night. All right, onward to next steps. So I think following this, what we should do is probably have, let's see, I can do this sneaky thing, right? Dude, Quark, that is like the best thing in the world. How come literally I've never seen that functionality before? That's a Quark thing, right? Somebody said? I feel like I read that in the comments somewhere. Boop, boop. And then you there, and you should be accumulating water. Hooray! Perfect. And then do you need to... Yeah, no, you're getting it. Cool. Water go. How cool is that? Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Looking great. All right, so that's that piece complete. Now we want to get coal in there and understand how this steam boiler works, right? Because I have no idea. So we're going to say you will extract always active. You will be not extract but insert. You're getting coal and you are now doing something. Your temperature is going up, so that's a good sign. Heat efficiency throttle 100%, modify throttle. Boiler can output less steam and consume less fuel, but it comes with a price. The fuel efficiency is lower at higher throttle. The higher boiler temperature is, the higher its fuel efficiency. Sweet. Steam output. Okay, cool. So the boiler's heating up, and it'll start producing steam at some point. And then I would love to know. Now that is quest complete for this dude, right? So do. Awesome. Now why are you not available? Do you want me to make these? This line's not. I think it might be this line that we're waiting on, right? Because that's, yeah. So this guy is just waiting on this guy to be complete. So conveyors are a very early game method of moving both items and fluids. You can prevent backup by clicking plastic onto them as feeding with glowstone. This suggestion migrate to better piping options when you can, though. Mechanism pipes are probably your next best option, especially for liquid transport. Good to know. Sweet. So there's a bunch of, so mechanism advanced mechanical pipes is what I got. That's cool. So that's fluid transport. This looks like the pipe seal, basic logistical transporter. Pipe seals are easy. Basic logistical transporters are plastic, vacuum tube, and steel gear, all reasonably easy. And plastic, did we like ever get to this? I feel like we were supposed to get to this and we haven't yet. I I think I kind of like glossed over / skipped that part of the tutorial. Because that was in, if I ain't mistaken, hey, look at all this. I got some cake. Sweet. How cool is that? Congrats on automating steam production. Well, thank you, sir. Oh, I can eat cake and it like fills all the things? Look at that. That is a beautiful cake. Hearty feast. Not eaten recently. We're going to hang on to that beautiful bit of food. I love it. All right, so with that said, my buckets can go away because I temporarily forgot I had a reservoir. You should be producing steam at some point. Hey, look, steam. Nice. And I assume that you're just going to sit here and your temperature is going to go up. And your steam output will also increase. So, like, it's producing steam at this point because we went above 100 C. But as it gets hotter, it's going to be producing more steam per tick, right? That makes perfect sense. And how are you on burning coal? Like, are you burning coal very quickly? Because my understanding is this should be able to keep up, right? It looks like he's burning coal pretty fast at this point. But my hope is that the efficiency will improve as the temperature goes up, which means we'll need less coal coke. I honestly don't know. But our goal is to see, like, we want to make sure that we're not losing charcoal, right? We want to see the charcoal and the wood stabilizing to a point where we're either net gain or breaking even on the production of wood versus the usage of wood and charcoal, right? So we burn through a lot of stacks of charcoal, right? So right now we're at 5 stacks plus 40-ish. Right? So we'll come back in 5 minutes, and if we're at 5 stacks plus 20-ish, or 4 stacks, we know we're losing charcoal. And then we're going to want to see what happens when this thing hits max temp, because, you know, we'll figure that out in a minute, I guess. Because it'll take a few minutes to get up there. Could I tick accelerate it? Probably. I'm going to hold off on tick accelerating Greg Tech multi-blocks until I have a better understanding of how things work. And I also don't want to throw off my how are we doing in terms of charcoal. Like right now we're using more charcoal than we're producing. Clearly because we're already less than 40, right? So that means we're definitely burning through charcoal very quickly. That said, I'm hoping that that changes once our temperature goes up. Once our temperature hits a high point, maybe we'll have a better heat efficiency. And that means that we'll be, the higher the boiler temperature is, the higher its fuel efficiency. Makes sense to me. Right? So, I mean, to me, it sounds like we'll be using less coal over time. But let's come back in a minute and find out. All right, guys, we're back, and we are now at a point where we've hit 500 degrees C on this thing, and it's stabilized. So I'm hoping that means our charcoal usage is slower. It seems a little slower to me, but not a lot. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. So at this moment, we're at 364, 3 stacks plus 55. It's looking breaking even-ish. We'll see. All right, guys, so I got a little information. Luckily, there's an FTB Discord, and there's a interactions Discord channel, and I'm like, hey, guys, did I set this up wrong? Because I'm definitely not getting a net gain. It wasn't super clear on the quest how you're supposed to set this up, I don't think, unless I misread it. But the recommended approach is actually to have one of these making charcoal and then turning the charcoal into coal coke in 2 of them. So one to make, because we'll see here in the improved coke, charcoal to turn into coal coke and make quite a bit of creosote. So what we want to do is have one of these 3 ovens making charcoal and the other 2 using that charcoal to make coal coke, feeding coal coke into the boiler, and then we also want to feed creosote into the boiler. So we're going to want another LV doohickey, the something something LV bus or something like that. And I think that was kind of indicated. Need input hatch for water, need input bus for furnace fuel burn. Can also use valid fuels or semi-solid fuels if you use an input hatch instead. Need output bus for steam. But you can use item and fluid input at the same time. Highly recommended for burning coal coke and creosote from an improved coke oven. Yeah, so that's what it was trying to indicate. So what I guess we want is another input bus. Input hatch for water, input bus for fuels to burn. It can also use valid diesel generator fuels or semi-solid fuels if you use an input hatch instead. So I think we want another input hatch, right? Input hatch. That would be this one. So that is LV machine hull with glass on top. So we made a few of these. So glass. I think we've got most of the resources for that in here. LV hatch. LV hatch. So this will accept the creosote in addition to the coal coke, right? So I think we can replace this with that. And you're an input hatch now. Cool. And are you still at 500? No, you reset. So let's do this for a minute. I'm going to take all these guys out of here and do that. Okay. So that you're now offline. And you're going to start cooling. Perfect. So that's a little bit of a bummer that we had to reset that. But now I have to figure out how to route my items. But we definitely want to route fluids here too. So let's get some fluid routing. But we need to figure out how to route our items such that we get charcoal into one, turning into coal coke into the other two. That might be a little bit easier said than done. But we'll do our best, right? We'll figure it out. And also we're going to want to figure out if these guys backstuffing becomes a problem at some point. But yeah, let's get you to feed creosote into here, but not yet. Not yet. You're going to be insert only, and you're going to be extract only, but we're not going to redstone it. We're not going to turn it on just yet. And then you'll get creosote, and the creosote will help with the production of fuel, and that'll be good, right? And then this will be the input bus, but of coal coke, not of charcoal. So what we need to figure out, basically, we're going to want another barrel, right? Let me make another one of those, and we'll come back. I just have to figure out how to route the item wiring, because that's going to be trickier. Because we don't have a ton of item conduits, so I'm trying to be super conservative with how many item conduits I use. So I'm just trying to be like a little bit not crazy in terms of conduit use, right? I want to be very, very conservative with it for now. All right, so I'm thinking maybe the top one will get the wood, right? That seems to be working, so that's good. And then that one will produce the charcoal, right? And you guys are empty, almost. I should sleep through this night. And then I'm thinking we want to like loop these guys around somehow from here. So you would then be, and that's a lot of item conduiting, but you're going to be insert, and you're going to be insert, and you're going to be round robin extract, right? So now you guys should be getting charcoal and producing coal coke. Yes? Sweet. And then you're going to go, I'm going to move you. Oh, cool. Today we learned to pretty much here. Yeah, let's put you here. Okay, and you will instead be extract with round robin, right? And you will be insert. And then frankly, you don't need to be round robin. Not that it hurts, but it right? So now all charcoal goes out there, dire wires itself into this thing, and then this guy extracts with round robin enabled into each of these two. And then they produce coal coke, which then will route into this bad boy. So a little dire wiry, but it gets the job done, right? Extract, extract, insert. And coal coke. Sweet. All right, now we're talking. And what I hope we're talking about is a process which will be a little bit more efficient. So I want to let this build up. Now here's the question. So you're at that. If I... Is that faster? It doesn't seem to be, does it? So coke ovens, at least that is not the block to tick accelerate. That's interesting. I thought I'd be able to pull that off. It doesn't look like I can. Which component, pray tell, would be the block to tick accelerate is the question. I do not know the answer to that one. But, oh look, we got this thing happening. Did you see that? It was wobbling, wasn't it? Wasn't it wobbling? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He's just a little bit crazy. But now with a combination of creosote, production, which presumably is going pretty nicely. Let's go ahead and get an item conduit here now. right? And you would be extract and you would be insert. So all we got to do is turn this extract on and turn this extract on, and we should be cool. My hope is that I'm right about that. I'm just waiting for a little bit more coal coke here, and I'll tell you why. You know what? I'm going to throw some extra coal coke at this. We have some, and hopefully this is a net gain on coal coke. So that would be nice, right? Can I like hammer you into coal coke? How do I turn you into coal coke again? The pulverization forge hammer. Forge hammer is your solution, not you. Sweet, and you're okay, and you're okay, and reasonably okay. Okay, cool. So then I can throw just a little bit more into there. I know I have a whole stack in the base. Let's turn it on now and see how it goes. So your extract always active, your extract always active. You should be filling up with creosote. You should be filling up with coal coke at a decent rate. And we will find out, right? So like right now we're at 23 coal coke. We'll check back in a few minutes and see if we're at more or less than 23 coal coke, right? My hope is that we're at more. And that means that even with this thing not heated up all the way, he's doing better. Cool? So we'll come back in a moment and see how that steam production is going like that. So let's let this run for a few minutes between episodes. We're already at 26 coal coke. So my gut is telling me that we have already got a net gain on coal coke going, and that's a good sign. And you, sir, have used up a good amount, and we're at like 51, let's call it, buckets. So we'll see if we're having a net gain on creosote as well. My expectation and hope is that both are true, right? So we're at 28 coal coke, so that's looking good. Looking good. We'll come back next episode and we'll take advantage of all the steam that we're producing. I have no idea how many things we can go, but I'm going to go research that. I'm guessing I just feed them into steam turbines and we go from there, right? So for now, Del20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We've got a pretty good amount of steam production going on. I don't think this is terrible dire wire. I think it's reasonable dire wire. I think it's relatively okay compact dire wire. And we're going to have to make more of this. For now, take it easy.